Hello, everyone. We're back with some of the most ridiculous stories from Reddit. Subscribe for more stories and remember, stay dumb.
Is that a castle? Gigantic Karen in shorts in Ireland pointing at a massive castle right in front of her. Complained to the manager that the castle should be clearly signposted as such. Damn, maybe Karen should carry a sign that says, stupid, next time she goes out.
I overheard some dumbass say she thought Europe was in Germany. Short but intense. Maybe she was referring to the dream of a famous Austrian painter.
I was walking down the boardwalk in Venice Beach at dusk with some people, and the girl next to me points up and says, "Wow, look, you can see the stars already, and the sun hasn't even set. That's so crazy." To which I responded, "Well, technically, the sun is also a star, so it's not too crazy if you think about it." She shoots me a condescending glare and says, "Oh, no! What are you talking about? The sun isn't a star because it doesn't come out at night." I didn't look at or respond to her. The rest of our group just stayed very silent for about 10 seconds and kept walking until someone changed the subject. We ditched her later on when she stopped to use the bathroom. Yo! Ugh, I think Kepler is turning in his grave, like everyone else.
When I was in Las Vegas, a couple approached me. Them, "Hey, we love your accent. Where are you from?" Me, "Wales." Then, "Wales? Is that near Utah?" I wish I was joking. I wonder why, of all the US states, it's right next to Utah.
I had a friend who thought Asia was a country. Well, it's a pretty stupid thing to say, but unfortunately, I've heard worse.
My roommate answered the phone, and the person on the other end said, "You ready to go to Kentucky?" And he politely said, "You have the wrong number." Not 10 seconds later, the phone rings again, and the person says, "You ready to go to Kentucky?" Once again, he replies, "Wrong number." To which they say, "Well, I hit redial." I told him that if they call again just to say, "Yeah, we're ready," it was probably the best way to respond.
Met two separate Americans on different occasions that were traveling, moving to Canada, and were both confused why we have roads and are not in a permanent winter with igloos every few blocks. Crazier story, road tripping with my family when we noticed a family of American tourists stopped at the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, smearing peanut butter on their child's face. We stopped and asked if everything was okay, and they said, "Yeah, just taking a few photos." Little confused, we look up and see a fucking bear half a block away. They wanted to have the bear lick peanut butter off their daughter's face. Bro, come on. Maybe they just wanted a photo with Yogi, or maybe they didn't want their children anymore.
About 40 years ago, I was visiting friends in Ontario. I live in Quebec. We were out for a walk after supper, and this car with plates from Tennessee stops us and asks us where he is. When we told him, he wouldn't believe us. He must have driven through one of the unchecked roads that cross the border. There are quite a few across the country. So he says, "How can I be in Canada?" It's a communist country. My buddy asked him what made him think that Canada was communist, to which he replied, "Well, it's pink on the map." None of us could contain our laughter. Here we are at Trumpian levels of stupidity.
In German. In the US, I got asked the expected, "Do you guys like Hitler?" But also, "Did you know Hitler built time machines?" Continue to explain it for 20 minutes. And, "Are you from East or West Germany?" Component placement. When I explained that we are not separated anymore since 30 years, he went, "Oh, but that's not that long ago." He was in his mid-20s. He had probably just discovered certain things and wanted to flex his knowledge.
I worked in a restaurant in Florida for a year and heard all kinds of dumb things. But these are my top. I told a coworker that my parents are from Colombia, and he replied, "Oh, you look normal because I'm white." Once some people came to the restaurant and they only spoke Spanish. Another one of my coworkers said, "I don't speak Mexican." That one really made my blood boil. Not in the restaurant. I was talking to a dude about cars and was telling him about cars being really expensive. In Costa Rica, I grew up in Costa Rica, and he said, "It's probably because it's an island." Well, I don't know what to say.
Have a nice day and see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Stay dumb.